How's it going? I'm sat in the car in the second storm of this week, so you might hear wind and rain. There was an interesting comment on a recent video. The video it's on is Our Essence is What We Seek, if you want to check it out. And the comment refers to finding our truth and what does that look like, and is it just looking within? How does it look in practice? I can only refer really by my own very limited awareness in this at the moment, and it would be a lot of us, if you're listening to this video, a lot of people on a spiritual path, we're looking to do something. So you have a lot of people who want to be yoga teachers, I don't know, Reiki masters, energy healers, all these lists of things. For me, I have found, I don't know the right words to say this, but I've found that it is me. I am it. And it didn't feel right for me so far to go and become an energy healer or a yoga master or any of these things. It has felt that it's right for me just to follow my instinct. So a lot of the work, and very recently I was told there has been another layer of what I do has been revealed to me through someone I work with and for guidance, and it was something I instinctually that I knew, but I wasn't really prepared or ready to face. So it's part of my truth and it's part of my purpose, but I was afraid to face that and embrace that, and I'm still in the process. So I suppose anything that I do, there's a lot behind the scenes for me. I'm very apprehensive, and I would take very small steps. I think in some ways I might take larger steps, but behind the scenes I'm very tentative. Be a lot of meditation, a lot of contemplation, a lot of speaking with people around me in this work and maybe getting feedback before I will go ahead and practice any of the things that I practice with people, or before I embarked on this path of energy healer or whatever you want to call it. What does that all mean? For me, it's come through me, and I have felt that by me putting in information is more confusing for me than to allow the information to come through me or the work to come through me. I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos on spirituality. I don't read a lot of spiritual stuff, although obviously from time to time there is a book that comes along or a video that a friend will recommend, and I'll feel, I'll watch it because it comes from a referral and I might get something from it. Well, most times I do. So if the information is out there, if we need it, it will find us. It will get to us. So don't worry about that. But I have found that by me, for me to go on courses would be more confusing for me, because it dilutes who I am and it dilutes what I'm doing. And I need to trust myself and be rooted and grounded in my own work, in my meditation, in my stillness, in the work that I do. And I'm still in the process of building that. A huge part of my message is about empowering each of us. So I am not the guru. Don't listen to me. There's a woman, a shaman, who I've worked with on and off for the past year and a half, and I asked her opinion at one point. She's been doing this kind of work for over 20 years, and I asked her opinion at one point on because I wanted to know what she thought. And she stopped me and said, quite sternly, don't put your power in me. Don't put your power in other people. And it really stuck with me. And there's another shaman I've worked with who I have, I might go on a medicine journey and I'll tell him about it and I'll explain what happened. And he might nod and he'd say, oh yeah. And there'd be silence. And that was very frustrating at first, because I wanted him to give me his opinion and his interpretation. But now I really see the benefit of that it's about, if he gives me an interpretation, my intellect will hang on to that and believe this is what it means. And it might take me weeks to shake that off, or maybe never, to grow past it, to let go of it. So other people's interpretations can be very limiting for us. So it's about you finding your purpose and what is true for you, rather than, and that can be the danger. So for example, the next leg of what my purpose is, I was told to not, I asked, well, where can I go and read books? Can you recommend books on this? And I was told, no, it's about me finding how it works for me, how I'm instinctively guided to do this. So that's terrifying, because if you read in the books how it works and things go wrong, I can say, well, it said in the book that this is how I'm supposed to do things. This is how the energy healing works. Page 67, paragraph 2, they say you have to do this. If I find my own way, it's terrifying because you're kind of in the dark, but it forces us, all of us, to find our own, to build and strengthen that relationship with our own instinct, our own gut of what is safe and what is right and wrong and what feels right, and then look at the feedback of the client and see how does this work, rather than being hypnotized by someone else's experience. So that's what's right for me. But in saying that, it's obviously, I mean, I can't do yoga. I'm not going to teach myself to do yoga. So if I really felt that I have to become a yoga teacher, it would be beneficial to go and learn yoga. For a lot of us, it's important to put our own essence into what we learn. It's about adding our essence to the world, or to whatever work it is that we do. That's what we're here to do, just to bring to the table and that's quite courageous, and it's quite frightening in whatever capacity we are. You know, if you work in a university, if you're a road sweeper, if you're a postman, we're encountering people constantly, and we're bringing our light and our energy as we deliver the post. If we're pissed off and hungover and grumpy, or if we're present to respond to them, or to say good morning to them, or just to be in our essence and in our spirit. Regarding finding what is our purpose, I'm going the long way around as I normally do. A lot of us think that we need to learn something. Unless you're really rooted and you know this really is it, and you really are sure, you're long enough on your path to know that this is where I'm going, and this is the right place to be. I remember I sat in a Ramta retreat in Italy in 2007, and there was about 300 or 400 people in the room, and they taught us what's called consciousness and energy. It's a breathing and manifestation exercise, and they taught us about the mind and quantum physics and how we manifest and how it all works. At the end of that session, I sat there and I looked around and I realized we've just been given the keys to the kingdom, like how this works, but most of us will go out of here and we'll just keep looking. You know, we could end the search right now for that piece of the jigsaw. But I think it's important to know why we're engaging in this. Is it escape? We can have loads of letters after our name and read loads of books and done loads of courses, but we're still in a job perhaps that we don't like. We're not making use of what we have learned. We're not adding our essence. We're not jumping out, into the abyss, into the darkness to bring that to the world. And maybe it's not us. Dolores Cannon, talks about generators, and a lot of us are generators. We've been misguided by the modern spirituality of like, you're an energy healer, you're a yoga teacher, you're a whatever. A lot of us aren't. It doesn't matter. We can just go to work. If we're present and at peace with ourselves, no matter what our work is, we will enjoy, and we will make a living, and we will bring our light to other people, and they will respond and reflect our light back, or their light into us. So we will be purposeful. We will be fulfilled. It's just something to be careful of, being lost on the route of lining up the next workshop. I try to remain open that something may grab me and I think, okay, that I need to do that. For example, I'm not good at public speaking. This is a podcast. I'm not in front of a group of people, so it's something I know I need to face. So I have been considering doing a course on public speaking to help get over that fear and to be able to stay on point and express myself. So it would complement what I do already. So you see my point. So to wrap up, before kind of knowing what I think it's healthy anyway to try to step back if possible of, what am I here to do? What is my purpose? For me, I'm taking a long-term view on this. And I feel that what I'm going through now is a deeper stage of my awakening leading to a fuller purpose. So I'm engaged in my purpose already at present, but it will expand as time goes on and as I continue to clear myself. So I think most people listening to this will get anyway that we need to be a cleaner vessel to be purposeful with other people. So those who don't engage in shadow work or don't face their own darkness or engage in their own work, personally, I'm not drawn to them to do any kind of work, for them to do any kind of work on me. I want someone who's been in the ring and who's regularly checking themselves and cleaning themselves and watching themselves and not projecting. It's important. I just really think a lot of it's about self work, not being obsessed with the self, but it's like by cleaning, releasing, loving, being at peace, owning who we are, owning that shadow and that shame and the mistakes we've made and the failed relationships and the layers of the things that our parents said to us that we're cutting, or that partners said to us that we're cutting, or that we said to ourselves for years and years that we're really cutting, to use a different word. So to make peace with all that does lead to our own peace, which can lead to our purpose. But keep in mind, our purpose maybe is just to be the postman. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you know what I mean. Just to go to work and to be in the world and to generate that light. And little things may come out of that. Someone might ask you to write an article, to give a little talk in work, or to that there are other little things blossom. So getting on the path of driving towards finding, what am I doing here? Am I going to be the yoga master? Sometimes that's like the shaman giving me his interpretation of my journey. I can hang on to that for months and go, it means this, I was told it means this, and really maybe it doesn't at all. It's for me to interpret. Now little suggestions can help, but you get my point. So getting on that path of I'm going to find my purpose can sometimes be, it's a lost cause. So I really feel, I'll wrap up on this, I really feel it's about, as I've been saying for most of these videos for quite a while, is that it's about being in stillness. You can call it mindfulness, and being in the senses, being present, and allowing a void, a vacuum of nothingness, where I don't know who I am, and I don't know what I'm doing here. And in that void, guidance can come, or inspiration, or intuition. So then we'll open the newspaper or the website and we'll go, I should go to that talk. That sounds interesting. Or I'm going to read that book or listen to that video. So we're not relentlessly on a path. We're actually engaged and conscious of what's being presented before us. So I hope that's of some use. Work on the self first. Make peace first. And in the making peace, you'd be surprised what happens. I hope that's of use. Enjoy your day. Thanks for listening.